What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Max Factory Figma action figure, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, the Twilight Princess version of Link. Here we do have Link in the packaging. This is the deluxe version of Link, so he does come with quite a bit of accessories. A whole lot of them, as you can see here. He has a ball and chain, the claw shot, his bow and arrow, an alternate sword, and then in the back, I don't know if you can make that out, but he does have the Master Sword and the Hylian shield, as well as a Hawkeye. And then you can see his alternate hands right there in the back. On the side of the box we have an image of Link. On this side we have another image. We have more posing of Link, and one with him with the Hawkeye. So all in all, really looking forward to getting this guy out of box. So here we do have the back of the packaging, which you can see he's posed in so many different ways. Can't wait to get him out. And then we do have Zelda, which we will also be having a look at. With that being said, guys, let's take a little break, get this guy opened up, and go on to the rest of his review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Link out of the packaging, and I have to say, really fell in love with this figure the moment I got him out. He is a huge step up from the Skyward Sword Link that we got originally. But I'm just really amazed at the amount of detail that this Link got. So let's actually go on to his accessories before we continue on to more of the figure's details. Like most Figma figures, Link here does come with a Figma stand. However, this Link does come with not one, but two different Figma display stands. They're essentially the same 3-point of articulation stand, and one of them does come with a clip that will be able to hold his claw shot accessory, so that's really nice. Besides that, Link also does come with a series of 3 facial expressions. You can see he does come with a neutral face that he has on him right now. Also does come with a yelling or screaming face, and then he also does come with a face where he's gritting his teeth, which is probably the look most people are going to have him displayed with action poses. All the faces look really good on Link. They're all really well done, and I think, personally, I'm going to keep mine with the neutral face displayed. Besides that, he does come with 4 pairs of hands, like all the other Figma figures before Link. He does come with 2 fist hands, which are standard for Figma figures. He also does come with 2 style pose hands, one for his left and one for his right. A pair of grasping hands for his right and left hand. Then we also do get a hand that's meant to hold the bow, and a hand that's meant to hold his arrow accessory. So those are all Link's accessories as is for his person. Now he does come with quite a bit. Depending on which version you got, depends on which accessories you get with Link. I have the deluxe version, so he does come with more. If you have the standard issue Link, he does come with the Hylian shield and the Master Sword. The Master Sword does come with its own sheaths, and it does peg onto Link's back, which is really nice. And the Hylian or Hylian, I don't know how you really want to pronounce it, but it does fit on his right arm, or it can be used to store on the back with the Master Sword, which looks really nice. And like I said, that's just the standard issue Link. If you're like me and you have the deluxe version of Link, not only does he come with the Master Sword, but he also does come with the Odon Sword. Odon Sword, is that the proper way to say it? The red sword that he has at the beginning, which looks really nice in hand. It also comes with its very own sheath. Besides the Odon Sword, he does come with the Hawkeye accessory. The Hawkeye, of course, being the long shot arrow attachment that you get in the game, which the paint is done really well on it. I don't see too many flaws on it, and I really do like the way it came out. Speaking of the Hawkeye, he also does come with his hero bow and an arrow. Doesn't come with a quiver, unfortunately, but he does hold the bow in the hand. It looks like he's pointing, and he does have the same... Figma actually went with a style that I'm not really too happy with, but they actually made it work with the arrow pegs into the hand. We know Mattel tried to do that, and the hand was just grossly, I don't know, it was just not designed properly, so it doesn't look right. But Link here does hold the arrow really nice, and I'm really glad he does come with that. He also does come with his trusty claw shot accessory. The claw shot does come in two forms. It comes in its unlaunched form, in which it's just the claw shot with the handle. And then we also do get a chain and an open claw shot, which that's the reason you're going to have him displayed with a second display stand, so that the claw shot is actually held on that display stand. His final accessory is this ball and chain that you get later on in the game. I believe it's the Ice Mansion that you get it, and it looks really nice with Link. The detail is really, really impressive, and it actually has real chain on it. So really loving that. Moving on to Link's detail, he has quite a bit of detail on him. That's all the accessories. The ball and chain was the last one, but moving on to his details, I really do love the way that this Link figure looks. Again, he's a step up from the Skyward Sword Link, which if you go to my Facebook page, I'll probably have pictures of them side by side, and you can determine which one is your favorite. I do like the fact that we only got one hair attachment with this Link, two if you include the Hawkeye, but really loving this. His hat is really nicely detailed, and I love the way they actually worked it in so that it has its own articulation. I don't know if you can make that out, but he does have earrings on his ears. They're blue. I don't remember if he gets red ones in... it's Skyward Sword that he gets the red earrings. That one I do remember because me and my brother did a playthrough of that one. But you can see the chainmail is done really, really nice on Link. The white looks like a separate piece from the chainmail, and that's really cool. You can see his belt is done really well, going all the way to the back. And then you can see where the Master Sword pegs into. And then this is where the Figma display stand pegs onto Link. Moving on to his left arm, he does have that arm guard, which looks really nice. Kind of wish that it had some paint detail on it, but the fact that it's sculpted detail, it's really nice. And again, you can see the chainmail right here on his arm. A little splotchy in some places, but it looks good for the most part. And then we go on to his skirt piece, which looks really nice. And again, they did a good job with the chainmail. I love the way that the chainmail looks, and it's just a really nice look for Link. And then we go on to his boots. It does look like he has some sculpted detail, or the design on the boot, and it looks really cool. It just mirrors the arm guard that he has on. So overall, a lot of good details on Link, and there are a few problems I have with Link, and it's mainly the way his proportions look. As he is right here, I have no problem with his proportions, but it's when you start posing him and making him move around that you can see his neck is a little long. Having his head down does relieve that problem, but if you have him looking up, you can obviously see his neck is a little bit long, which is a little unfortunate, but again, he looks overall phenomenal. Going on to his articulation, we'll start at his hat. It is on its own hinge, so we do get the hat going out about that far, down that far, and it does swivel on that peg, so we do get good range of movement in the hat by itself. Link also has, I believe that's a ball joint. Let's just check that out really fast. Yeah, it's a ball joint that pegs into his neck, which gives him some pretty good range of movement. You can see that he's moving on that ball joint really well. It does tilt really well up and down, side to side. He also does have a hinge, so if you move the head back, we can get more range of movement for his head. So that's pretty cool. His shoulders are a little strange because they're not pegged in the way you normally would if we can just move his shoulders out. You can see his arm is actually pegged in a little forward, and it is on a ball hinge where the ball socket pegs into the... Actually, it's on a double ball. So we have a barbell joint for his arm, which gives him movement that far. Does create a bit of an issue of you looking at him at the back, so that's a little unfortunate. Arm does go all the way around. We do get some up and down movement. Some really good range there. He does swivel up here at the shoulder. He swivels right here underneath the chainmail. We do get an elbow joint right here, which gives us a little better than 90. And we also do get a swivel at the elbow. So, nope, if you're having issues swiveling his bicep, you're doing something wrong. And then we have that same swivel hinge swivel at the wrist. You can see we have an up and down hinge here. Or we can turn his hand to give him an in and out hinge, so that works really well. Link does have a ball joint in the torso, which looks back about that far. Forward pretty far. So good range of movement there. It does side to side, left and right. And then we also do get a ball joint right here at his waist. I believe that's a ball joint, although it is a little stiff with the tunic, but you can see that does help with the range. And then this pouch is also articulated, it is on its own ball joint, so that's pretty cool. Moving down to Link's hips. Standard Figma hips, so it's a T-joint right here. Legs go out to about that far. They'll go forward about that far with the skirt piece starting to hinder it. It's a little worse than the Skyward Link, but it's still an overall good sculpt. We get a thigh swivel in that double joint, or not a double joint, but a Figma style knee, which gives us pretty good range of movement. Ankle hinge goes forward and back about that much, or you can turn that to give them some rocker ankle. So pretty good range there. And then we also do get a toe hinge. So that's the Twilight Princess Link for you guys. What I'm going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Link posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I am really impressed with the amount of detail that went into this figure, and he comes with a lot of accessories. Now, I did say that there are two versions of Link, the DX version and the standard version. The standard version only comes with the Hylian shield, the Master Sword, and the scabbard, and then one display stand. Getting the deluxe version of Link, you do get this bow and arrow accessory, the claw shot, the Odin sword, and then the wrecking ball. I don't remember what it's called. It's just the giant ball and chain that he uses to destroy stuff with, as well as the second display stand, and I think I already mentioned that. But overall, I'm really happy with this purchase. He's going to look great in your Smash display, or if you're a fan of Zelda, you're going to want to have this guy in your collection. I picked mine up on Big Bad Toy Store for about $60, was it? And it was kind of odd because he was only $10 more than the standard version, so if you can spare the $10, I really recommend you go with the deluxe edition. You get so much with Link. And you know, it never hurts getting more accessories, more bang for your buck. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to check out all my other action figure reviews. All my Figma reviews are also up, as well as any other toy review you would like to see me review. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments. And if there's room for it in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And until next time, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000, and I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.